The story begins with a sad young blonde girl being presented before a group of lecherous old men. The auctioneer's voice echoes with fervor as he gushes about the girl's attributes in front of the depraved crowd. An unsettling enthusiasm sets in the atmosphere as the men eagerly compete against one another in a bid to possess her. Meanwhile, high above the disconcerting scene, Marquis Collide watches with a mixture of disappointment and disapproval etched upon her face. She complains to her helpers how she would be greatly disappointed if the girl doesn't sell for a higher price. Inside the changing room, the white-haired Dia prepares herself to face the crowd. Once Dia makes her appearance, she examines the crowd and forms the conclusion that she will punish the men for making girls cry bitter tears. With that thought in mind, Dia activates her powers to free herself of the shackles binding her hands. As Dia begins to attack the crowd, Tart, disguised as a maid, commences her own assault on Marquis Collide's men. However, once Marquis Collide's soldiers surround the girls, Dia orders Tart to buy her time for her chant. With the chant activated, Dia sets the place ablaze. From afar, Maha informs Lu that the mage has sent a signal for them. Maha further tells Le how Marquis Collide's men would cause upheaval in neighboring villages in their quest to kidnap the girls, and would then auction the girls off. While aiming his gun towards Marquis Collide's castle, Lu says how human trafficking is a serious crime, and since Collide did it on foreign soil, she has put international relationships at risk. With his sniper now locked on Marquis Collide, Lu announces that by the King's order and the House of Assassins throughout the day, he will eliminate her. Elsewhere, 2 other assassins take care of a mafia group. After hitting 6 men with his sniper, the man begins to pack up. The girl, however, insists on finishing off the remaining group. To her insistence, the man curtly tells her that she should not be mistaken, as they aren't vigilantes of justice, but mere killing machines for the organization. The woman begrudgingly accepts defeat and goes inside the car when all of a sudden the man shoves her off the driving seat. He informs her that a drone has intercepted them and they must rush immediately. As a game of cat and mouse begins, the skillful assassin deviously manages to trick his enemies by faking a car explosion. He then instructs the rookie that once the day breaks, they will make their move then. While resting in the open, the woman asks the man his reason for becoming an assassin. He discloses to her that he was born and raised by the organization. When the girl asks him if he is satisfied with his way of life, the man states that it is a great honor for him to be used as a tool for the organization. He then informs the girl that since he has grown old, he is going to retire and work in a facility in Japan. While on the subject, the assassin informs her that he took an amateur like her to the mission because he wanted to train her. This upsets the girl, who protests that she has been on top of her class and is no amateur. In order to humble her, the assassin points a gun at her head and asks her what she would do in this situation. When she nervously tells him that she would have shoved her gun in his temples, the man impatiently asks her why she didn't do that if she knew. The girl tells him that it's because she trusted him to not kill her. Upon hearing her reply, the assassin informs her that she is an amateur because she trusts people. After giving the gun to the girl, the old assassin lies down on the ground with his back facing the angry rookie. She points the gun at him and announces that she'll shoot him. The man rises up and throws the bullets in front of her and says that he will never return a loaded gun back to a person that he just threatened. The next day, the old assassin informs the organization about his successful mission, to which the speaker congratulates him and asks him to follow the tasks given to him. Upon opening the instruction letter, the assassin informs the lady that her new identity is Mira Martinez, while he'll have the identity as Alan. After boarding the airplane with fake aliases, Alan suddenly gets the news that the plane has been hijacked. When Mira rushes to Alan's side to ask for an explanation, Alan calmly reveals that the organization is trying to eliminate him. With that, Alan steps out of his seat to go inside the cockpit. He surveys the room filled with dead pilots and takes command of the steering wheel. Alan begins to smirk as he notices a missile headed towards the plane. Alan thinks about how he always knew that one day he will also get assassinated, but to think that the organization will prepare such a grand casket for him is still shocking. With the missile hitting the airplane, Alan finds himself suspended in the air. Filled with bitterness, Alan thinks about how he was betrayed by the organization. All of a sudden, Alan finds himself being pulled out of the abyss. Within seconds, Alan comes face to face with a goddess who presents him with 2 choices. Either he can have a rebirth as a new person or receive the blessing of reincarnation with all of his memories intact. Being a quick study, Alan asks the goddess who she wants eliminated if he picks the latter. The goddess smirks and says that she will reincarnate him in a world filled with magic and swords, where he has to assassinate the hero. With her magic, the goddess creates a reincarnation circle and tells Alan that usually they would just cleanse the impurities of the soul and reuse the soul. However, he happens to be a special case. In response, Alan expresses his agreement to the goddess, sharing how he had always envisioned the afterlife to be exactly as she has described. The goddess, acknowledging his sentiment, remarks that it is indeed a fortunate thing to be reincarnated with all the memories intact. When Alan asks the goddess to elaborate on the target, she asks if he has made his choice. Alan goes on to tell her how by being incarnated with his memories will help him remember his emotions. The goddess curiously asks him what he means, to which Alan reveals that all his life he served the organization like a tool, and for a time, he was proud of it until he met his end. Alan asserts that if he is given a second shot at life, then he will not live as a mere killing tool. Upon hearing Alan, the goddess tells Alan that as long as he finishes the job assigned to him, she doesn't care. In order to prepare Alan for the task, the goddess provides him with information about the world. With the basics out of the way, Alan questions the goddess about her desire to kill the hero. She reveals that the hero will slay the Demon King 16 years after his reincarnation, but after that, he will use his power to bring mayhem in the world, which will eventually destroy the world. While recalling the information on the hero, Alan remarks how he has to kill a monster with abnormal talents while possessing ordinary talents himself. The goddess then assures Alan that the reason why she chose him was because she knows that only the world's greatest assassin can slay the hero. Filled with a strong desire for power, Alan boldly requests the goddess to grant him maximum human stats. In response, the goddess agrees to fulfill his wish. The goddess reveals to Alan that she will bestow upon him the freedom to select 5 abilities of his choice. To elevate the stakes even further, she grants him the liberty to determine his own elemental affinity, allowing him to align himself with a specific elemental power. Alan asks the goddess if he can kill the hero before the allotted time, to which she tells him to hold off until the hero finishes off the Demon King, as he can only be eliminated by the hero. In a final inquiry directed at the goddess, Alan poses a crucial question, inquiring whether her intentions lie in saving the world or bringing about the demise of the hero. In response, the goddess affirms that if the world can be saved without the hero's death, she will have no objections. Satisfied with the answer, Alan agrees to accept the job. Moving forward, Alan is presented with an array of abilities for him to choose from. With caution, he considers each choice, weighing the potential benefits and drawbacks of each option. With determination in his eyes, Alan begins to make his selections, handpicking the abilities that align best with his envisioned path. With the ability of chant weaving, growth limit break, and martial arts, Alan is reincarnated to the magical world as the son of a noble family called Tuatha Dé. As Alan awakens, he discovers himself in the fragile body of an infant. Held tenderly in his mother Ezri's arms, he witnesses his father, Qian, bestow upon him the name Lu Tuatha Dé. Ezri, filled with curiosity, asks Qian whether he intends to mold their child into a Tuatha. Qian, crouching down to touch their newborn, solemnly expresses that the nation requires a Tuatha, as there exist deep-rooted afflictions that can only be eradicated through strategic assassinations. Upon hearing this, Ezri, brimming with sentiment, objects and expresses her fear of losing their child, reminiscent of the pain they endured when they lost Ruff. Qian rises up and assures his wife that this time around he will not let a child of his die. 7 years go by. One day, while hunting a rabbit in a nearby forest, Lu's thoughts linger on his ongoing struggle to activate his dormant magic. Realizing that unlocking his magical abilities is crucial in his quest to vanquish the hero, Lu comes to the conclusion that he needs to find a skilled teacher to guide him. After striking the rabbit down with a perfect shot, Lu returns home. In the kitchen, Ezri insists on cooking for him, but Lo immediately tells her off, saying that she promised to let him cook if he hunts the food. Qian backs his son by telling Ezri to just have faith in Lu. Ezri, however, protests that if Lu keeps making wonderful dishes, then she will lose her pride as a mother. With a small smile, Lu assures Ezri that his cooking can never match up to her level. Internally, Lu thinks about how he needs to replenish his body with nutrients in order to finish off the hero. After placing the meat inside the pressure cooker, Lu gets complimented for inventing the cooker. Lu tells Ezri that it wasn't a big deal, as he just attained the knowledge from books. Once Lu presents his infamous cream stew in front of his parents, he is instantly showered with praises. The delightful taste of the stew gives Qian and Ezri the idea of hosting the locals. Later on, Lu goes to meet his father in the training grounds. While making his way over, Lu thinks about how Qian has a different side beneath the loving father and husband exterior. Upon meeting Qian, Lu was ordered to strip naked. Obliging to his father's orders, Lu does as he is told. As Qian begins to feel his body for skeletal and muscle growth, Lu thinks about how the Tuatha Dé family is born and bred to serve as the king's assassins. By using their specialty of medicine, they provide the nobles with suitable treatment but also dispose of the enemies of the crown through the same method. After the checkup, Qian tells Lu that he shows remarkable growth. He continues by informing Lu that since he shows great potential, he is ready to receive the Tuatha Dé magic eyes. The magic eyes are bestowed upon a Tuatha through surgery, which gives them the ability to see magic powers along with some added benefits of enhanced eyesight. After receiving the magic eyes, Lu learns that Qian has appointed a magic teacher for him. Dressed in a dress per Ezri's insistence, Lu meets the child prodigy of magic, Dia Vicone. The tiny magician flexes her fire magic and reveals that she is the member of the best 5 magicians in the Swiggle Kingdom. The next day, Lu reintroduces himself to Dia, who tells him to ease up as they are only 3 years apart. Dia informs Lu that starting tomorrow, she will teach him magic for stone used for storing magic. She then instructs Lu to pour his mana into the stone. As Lu focuses his concentration and directs his mana into the stone, Dia observes him with a mixture of a stone. He poses a direct question, inquiring whether the explosion was a result of his son's actions. Dia is immediately turned down as Dia states that the far stones come from the V-Cone territory and can't be entrusted with people from other regions. Once night falls, Love introspects on his meeting with Dia. He comes to the conclusion that Dia is rather an odd teacher. Lu's focus shifts to the matter of attaining far stones. Since he needs them for the hero's assassination, the far stones are all the more important. A knock brings Lo out of his thoughts. Upon opening the door, Dia makes her way inside the room. She announces that as his big sister, she will sleep with him. Lu immediately breaks into protest, saying that he did not agree to be her brother. After a pause, Dia loudly says that Cheyenne must have kept it a secret for him. She continues by telling Lu that as his teacher, she has already decided that. Not having the wolves argue, Lu caves in. The next day, Dia instructs Lu to pour his energy into the far stone so she can assess his elemental affinity. While examining the stone, Dia delightfully exclaims that Lu has both water and fire affinity, which makes him super rare like her. When Lo asks her to check for another affinity, Dia informs him that she has never encountered someone with 3 elemental affinities. However, once Dia checks the far stone, she learns that Lu is an elemental magician. While training with Dia, Lo learns his first lesson of elemental magic. After a day filled with intense training, Dia and Lo retire to their chamber. Unable to contain her curiosity, Dia turns to Lu and inquires how he manages to exhibit such remarkable abilities despite being younger than her. In order to curb his teacher's curiosity, Lu tells Dia that it's because of his parents' education. He then tells Dia to look forward to a special meal tomorrow evening. With a determination to expand their to motivate her, Lu promises to fulfill any request Dia desires if she assists him in this task. Moved by his words, Dia willingly begins jotting down the magical alphabets, providing Lu with the necessary tools to weave his chants. Excitement and enthusiasm, Dia and Lu exchange a lively fist bump, their hearts brimming with the prospect of creating more spells together. The following day, Lu and Dia venture to a secluded location ideal for honing their newly acquired technique. With Lu's guidance, Dia successfully crafts a cannon that takes Dia by surprise. After returning home, Dia snuggles with Lu and tells him how it's time to say goodbye while wishing to stay by Lu's side forever. Lu gets up and creates a parting gift for Dia. As Dia holds the beautiful yet deadly knife, Lu tells her that if it wasn't for her, he would not have been able to learn magic. In response to Lu's gratitude, Dia thanks him for making her love magic more than ever. She then gifts Lu her personal far stone. With that, the two part ways. Next day, Cheyenne notes that Lu has grown quite a lot, and it is now time for him to learn the truth about the Tuatha Dé household. Cheyenne takes Lu to a prison and reveals that he can use the inmates on death row as experiments. However, upon laying his eyes upon the girl, Lu is overcome with a sudden jolt of recognition, as Margaret bears an uncanny resemblance to Dia. Overcoming his emotions, Lu swiftly kills the girl. As the Tuatha Dé family venture out for a stroll, Cheyenne remarks with a sense of contentment that they are fortunate to anticipate yet another year of a prosperous harvest. As Esri cheerfully tries to feed Lu a cookie, Lu sternly tells his mother that he is now 10 years old and doesn't want to be babied by her anymore. Esri pouts in response and says that Lu will always be her child. Cheyenne then brings Lu's attention to the shops selling cream stews and tells Lu that his recipe was well loved by the people in their territory. Hoping to find a capable assistant and servant, Lu scans the crowd, searching for someone fit for the task. As Lu thinks about the daunting task of eliminating the hero in the upcoming 8 years, Lu realizes that without a reliable assistant, the entire operation seems almost impossible. The following day, Lu prepares his hunting bag, readying himself for his hunting trip. However, his mother stops him and expresses concern about venturing out in such cold weather. Lu reassures her, explaining that if he doesn't hunt now, the impending snowfall will make it increasingly difficult for them to find sustenance. Resolute in his decision, Lu sets foot into the forest and instantly detects the presence of the wolves nearby. Driven by the instincts, Lu hastily rushes to claim the wolves' prey for himself. However, to his dismay, Lu finds a girl encircled by a pack of wolves. Having successfully rescued the girl, Lu fixes her with a stern gaze, demanding to know why she was alone in the jungle. Fearful and desperate, the girl implores Lu not to harm her and discloses that her poor family had abandoned her in order to conserve their limited resources. Upon hearing the girl's heartbreaking story, Lu takes it upon himself to prepare a nourishing meal of bread porridge. However, he advises the girl to consume it slowly, mindful of her weakened state. Noticing her appearance, Lu's anger flares as he curses the neighboring ward for imposing harsh taxes upon the citizens, resulting in their suffering. In a surprising turn of events, Lu reveals his true identity as Lug Tuatha Dé. Overjoyed by this revelation, the girl shares her own tale, expressing how the divine had foretold that she would experience a fateful encounter. After hearing this, Lu asks her to come with him. When the girl hears that she is needed, she cries with happy tears and accepts Lu's proposal. Before extending his proposal for the girl to accompany him, Lu feels compelled to disclose a crucial truth. Lu confesses that he has taken lives in the past and will continue to do so in the future. As Lu suggests that she should reconsider accepting his offer, the girl meets his gaze with unwavering determination and asserts that she is prepared to provide her aid. With that, Lu extends his hand to the girl, who introduces herself as Tart. After successfully brainwashing Tart into complete submissiveness, Lu takes her home. Meanwhile, the goddess oversees the progress of other reincarnated souls. As it turns out, she had fed every single one of them the same story of vanquishing the hero in order to save the world. However, the true nature and purpose of the goddess's intentions remain shrouded in mystery for now. 2 years go by with Tart's replenished body. She does her best to serve Lu in every way possible. While observing Tart take on chores, Lu arrives at the conclusion that although Tart may not possess any extraordinary talents, her diligence makes her a dependable and trustworthy assistant. Recognizing her potential for spear wielding, Lu creates a customized spear for Tart. While taking a stroll in the Tuatha Dé territory, Lu and Tart encounter a genial farmer who warmly expresses his gratitude to Lu for providing fertilizer that greatly enhanced the quality of his crops. In a heartfelt gesture of appreciation, the farmer presents Lu with a bundle of delicious, freshly harvested green onions. In another heartwarming encounter, a villager rushes towards Lu, bearing a basket overflowing with ripe, fresh fruits. The woman thanks Lu for replenishing the water reservoir through his remarkable water magic. As they ride back home, Tart takes note of the admiration and support Lu receives from the common folk. Curiosity brimming within her, Tart questions why Lu, who already safeguards them from bandits, would go the extra mile to assist the villagers with their mundane tasks. In response, Lu explains to her that forging a deep connection with people's hearts requires more than just physical strength or protection. Upon hearing Lu's explanation, Tart asks if he treats her nicely because he wants to connect with her heart. With a smile, Lu tells Tart that he does so because he needs her. After hearing from her beloved master that she is needed, Tart cheerfully says to Lu that she will always serve him. Inside the Tuatha Dé residence, Lu carefully examines the far stones he had personally created after meticulously comparing them to the one belonging to Dia. In order to make the far stones deadly and ready for his fight with the hero, Lu pours mana into them. After carefully securing the far stones in his cupboard, Lu is told by Tart that he is summoned by his father. As Lu greets his father, Qian cuts to the chase and asks Lu about Tart. Lu informs him that he has been training Tart for nearly 2 years and she is as good as the members of the branch family. Qian expresses to Lu that he hasn't summoned him to hear Tart's praises. In response, Lu assures his father that Tart is trustworthy and has proven herself to be a reliable servant. Qian sharply looks at Lu and says that he must have been overthinking as he believed Tart to be a spy. Lu continues to confide in Qian, sharing that he had closely monitored Tart's actions for 2 years. However, he acknowledges that the seemingly perfect timing of finding Tart while actively searching for a servant with magical abilities appears too incredibly fortunate to be a mere coincidence. Qian wraps up the topic by telling Lu that it must have been a miracle. He then informs Lu that if he clears an important exam, then he will be acknowledged as a member of Aristocrat Assassin. As Lu accepts to take the exam, Qian tells him that he has to fight him. Winning or losing doesn't matter, as the purpose of the exam is to test Lu's true strength. Under the cover of night, the duel between father and son ensues. Qian and Lu pour their utmost skill and effort into the battle, each determined to emerge victorious. After a fierce clash, Lu emerges victorious. Qian tells Lu that he is considered as the strongest Tuatha Dé, yet he was beaten by a 12-year-old. With that, Qian concludes that Lu's training has been completed. The rest will be an experience. After accompanying his father with various missions, Lu gets notified by Qian to take up a fake pretense for the next mission. He then tells Lu that he will play the character of Ili Balor, or merchant, so that he can keep tabs on the corrupt officials. In order to celebrate Lu's status as the head of the Tuatha Dé, Qian and Ezri throw him a ball with all the members of the branch family present. While Lu is accepted as the next head by majority, a jealous member of the branch family, Rona, causes a commotion over Lu's title. Qian immediately steps in and challenges Rona to fight with Lu if he is sure about his competency. Just as Rona accepts the challenge, Lu swiftly points a knife at his throat. As Rona continues to struggle, Lu pins him down and breaks his arm. After receiving applause by the masses for his victory, Lu leaves the hall to recruit Rona as the Knight of Tuatha Dé. Once Rona accepts the proposal, Lu gives him a sword. The next day, Lu sets out to Maltu with Tart as Ili Balor. As they arrive at their lodgings, Tart swiftly changes into a maid's attire, preparing to fulfill her role as a maid in their disguise. Meanwhile, Lu undergoes a transformation of his own, altering his hair color to a striking jet black for his role as Ili Balor. At the entrance of the city, a lively group of girls can be seen, diligently engaging in their daily work as unofficial tour guides for visiting tourists. Among them is Maha, the ingenious mind behind this exciting but taxing business venture. As Maha receives heartfelt praise and admiration from her friends for her brilliant idea, she reveals that she learned a thing or two from her father, who worked as a merchant. Their dreams of making it big gets trampled on by a group of men who kidnap the girls and bring them over to a man called Torin. The evil man tells the girls that from now on, they will live in Torin Orphanage. When Noin tries to object to his cruelty, Torin punches her hard. After being captured, Torin's men forcefully put the girls to work. One day, a noble pays the girls a visit. He hands Torin a bag of coins and tells him to send one of the girls to his inn. From that day onwards, a new cycle of torment begins for the girls as they are dragged from their beds and beautified for men who take advantage of them. Unable to take the pain, Noin picks up a sickle and mutilates herself in front of Maha. 2 years go by. One day, Maha overhears Torin tell his right-hand man that he wants to bed Maha. Afraid of the horrible fate that awaits her, Maha begins to sob when all of a sudden, Lo appears in front of her. Lu tries to cheer Maha up by complimenting her. Later, Torin gathers the girls and introduces Lu as Ilig Bolor, informing them that Ilig has come to select one of them. As Lu's eyes fall upon Maha, his choice becomes clear. Torin declares that in 3 days' time, he will hand Maha over to him. The weight of those words causes Maha's heart to sink, as she is well aware that Torin wants to use her. As the dreaded night descends upon Maha, she is beautified and sent inside Torin's carriage. Refusing to accept her fate, Maha seizes a fleeting moment of opportunity. She channels her power to push Torin away, creating a brief window for her escape. As Maha takes off in the woods, Lloyd catches up to her. Just when Lloyd is about to hurt Maha, Lo rushes to save her. Having dealt with Torin and the malevolent noble, Lo helps Noin recover from her scars. With Noin's well-being assured, Lo gently grasps Maha's hand, leading her towards his carriage. After taking Maha to his estate, Lo informs her that from now onwards she is his sister. Maha answers Lu by obediently accepting the bond bestowed upon her. Under the guise of Ilig Bolor, Lu assumes responsibility of establishing a new business venture in Maltu. Excitedly, Lo shares the news with Tart and Maha, who shower him with praise for his remarkable accomplishments. Lu goes on to explain that their new business will be entirely different from the previous one, hinting a new concept for their shop. Lu continues his conversation with the girls, outlining their objectives of making money and producing products for the noble class. Hence, he comes up with the idea of opening a cosmetic shop. When Maya tells Lu that Maltu already has a number of cosmetic shops, he smirks and says that he has a plan. Alone in his room, Lu thinks about how he has only 8 years to assassinate the hero, and in order to do so, he must accumulate power. A knock interrupts his overflowing thoughts. Upon opening the door, Lu finds Tart and Maha ready to snuggle up with him. While sleeping in between the girls, Lu thinks about how he has acquired the right pawns as both the girls admire him. With that thought in mind, Lu drifts off to sleep. The following morning, Lu proudly presents his revolutionary invention, the Milky Lotion, to the head of Baylor Company. Intrigued, Lady Baylor agrees to test the lotion and is instantly delighted by its effects. Lu, however, remains composed, knowing that this is just the beginning of his plan. With confidence, Lo requests the head of Baylor Company for access to the Tuatha Day territory, as the ingredients for the Milky Lotion can only be found there. The meeting proves successful, with the head of Baylor granting Lu the access he needs. Tart, observing the situation, recognizes the immense profit potential that lies ahead for the Tuatha Day, thanks to Lu's brilliant idea. With the opening of Lu's cosmetic shops under the name Orna, their popularity instantly rises among the noblewomen. Maha calls upon her old friends to help her manage the shop. From afar, Lu witnesses the long line of women outside his shop. Tart informs him that they have amassed so much fame that he has received invitations from the Lord of Maltu and the princesses of neighboring countries. Tart tells Lu that Orna is such a hit because of his kindness. When Lo asks her to elaborate on it, she tells him that he hired Ma's friends, which made the atmosphere of the shop lively and welcoming. Lu changes the subject by asking Tart to update him on the security of Orna. Tart reveals to Lo that everyday employees from other shops try to sneak into their warehouse to steal their formula, but are unable to obtain the key ingredient lecithin. Under the cover of darkness, Lu patiently waits for the spy sent by his competitors, keenly aware of the potential threat. However, before he can make a move, Tart and Maha skillfully apprehend the spy. After complimenting the girls for their swiftness, Lo oversees them torture the spy. The next day, Lo sets out to meet Dia, where the two experiment on magic together. While returning from a long day at work, Ma's friends are attacked by a group of men. Before their lives can be threatened, Ma jumps to their rescue. With an authoritative voice, Ma tells the men that if they try to harm her girls, she will send them to hell. The following morning, Lu is greeted by Tart, who presents him a collection of buttons taken from the defeated enemies. Astonished by this substantial number of buttons, Lu tells Tart that she has earned the nickname of Electric War Maiden. Blushing with embarrassment, Tart urges Love not to use that nickname. Sensing her discomfort, Lu changes the subject and reveals that he sent her into the battlefield with the intention of providing her with valuable experience and growth. While reflecting back on his experience in Maltu as Ile Bolor, Lu thinks about how he has been successful in creating a wide network of information. Since his time in Maltu is coming to an end, La hands Orna over to Maha, who promises to expand and grow the business for him. When Mava shows Love a shop where she intends to open Orna, Lu allows her to do so, knowing that the shop once belonged to Maha's late parents. As the time to bid farewell to Maltu approaches, Maha and her friends express their heartfelt appreciation to Lu. With genuine gratitude in their eyes, they present him with a rare herbal tea. Lu accepts the gift graciously and sets out for his home. Inside the carriage, Lil asks Tart if she is lonely without Maha. Tart opens up and shares that having Maha as a friend was a new experience for her, as she had never had someone her own age by her side before. Understanding her vulnerability, Lu decides to give Tart an opportunity to reconnect with Maha by assigning her the task of handling the less-than shipment. In response, Tart reveals that Maha has developed romantic feelings for Lu. Their conversation is cut off abruptly when Love detects the presence of wolf beasts. Not allowing her master to lift a finger, Tart rushes to eliminate the threat. With the threat disposed of, Tart hurries back to Lu, who rewards her with an affectionate head pat. The presence of wolf beasts serve as an indicator that the hero will soon make his arrival. Upon his return to Tuatha Dé, Lu is greeted by his people warmly. During his meeting with his father, Lu gets told by Qian that the head of Baylor Company has asked Lu to assist their son, Barud Bolor. Qian concludes the matters by giving Lu the choice of becoming a merchant. Lu carefully tells Qian that he chooses to be at Tuatha Dé for the well-being of the Alvin Kingdom, and because he intends to marry Dia one day. Without wasting any time, Qian assigns Lu the crucial mission to eliminate a corrupt noble who has been engaging in treacherous activities. He informs Lu that the noble has been selling valuable military secrets to neighboring countries, while also smuggling narcotics into the country for illicit gains. Lu assures his father that he will take care of the target. With the information given to him, Lu fills Tart on the objective of disposing of Count Azuba Venkor, the corrupt noble who has been supplying Vizin, a type of drug, to the locals. Lu begins writing a secret message to figure out if Azuba is someone worth assassinating. He sends 3 messenger birds to Maha with a request for information, hoping she can help him uncover the truth about Azuba. The following morning, Love awakens to find his mother, Esri, standing over him. Curious, he asks her what she's doing. Esri excitedly informs him that she learned from Tart about his transition into adulthood. Feeling embarrassed by the topic, Lu tells his mother to leave him alone. Soon after, Tart enters Lu's room to assist him with getting dressed. Meanwhile, Esri eagerly waits for Lu to undress. Annoyed by his mother's behavior, Lu pushes her out of his room. After getting dressed, Lu is ordered by Esri to pick a bride as she wants a grandchild. Lu immediately turns his mother's request down by stating that it is way too early for him to make babies. At night, Love sets out to Pizzle with Tart to get more information on Azuba. Upon reaching the place, Lu and Tart witness a number of injured soldiers. Realizing that it's all because Azuba has been selling military secrets, Lu decides to snoop around the streets of Pizzle. There he runs into a girl selling jams. Lu immediately catches on and throws the basket filled with jams on the floor. A group of angry men appear to fight Lu, but are quickly taken care of by him and Tart. After the fight, Lu asks the girl if she knew the jams contained drugs. Without answering Lu, the girl takes him and Tart to her hut, where her mother pounces on her for more drugs. Lu decides to intervene by helping the woman recover from her addiction. On his return back to his estate, Lu gets notified by Maha that it is indeed Azuba that has been supplying the drugs. For his mission, Love adopts the identity of Ile Belur and meets up with Maha. Inside the carriage, Maha confesses her feelings for Lu and states that she will grow Orna so big that he won't be able to refuse her. Upon reaching Azuba's estate with Orna's products, Love observes the loving relationship between Lady Venkor and her husband. Once night falls, Lo assassinates Azuba but finds his heart saddened for Lady Venkor. Noticing Lu's despair, Tart embraces Love affectionately. On their way back from a deserted island, Maha hands Lu a catalog of holy relics curiously. Tart asks Lu about the purpose and significance of these holy relics. Lu explains that the objects in question hold immense power and that cannot be obtained easily. Maha chimes in, sharing her discovery of a holy relic called Go Bold, a mystical spear belonging to a man named Setanta Magnus, who is strongly suspected of being the hero. After getting tasked by Lo to obtain Go Bold, Maha informs him of the civil war in the Swiggle Kingdom. She further tells Lu that Dea's family is also involved in the fight, and there is a troublesome soldier in their troops who is none other than Setanta Magnus. The next day, Lu heads out to meet Dia. Upon meeting her, Lu asks her about the war. Dia, ever so cheerful, assures Lu that it is not as bad as he thinks. In a stern tone, Lu briefs Dia on the situation with Setanta Magnus and offers her and her family a safe asylum. As Lo continues to persuade Dia to escape with him, Dia firmly tells Lo off by saying that she is responsible for protecting her people. Swiftly switching back to her cheerful self, Dia advises Lu to ease his worries. In order to divert Lu's attention, she proposes they spend some time together in town. After a brief stroll in the streets, Lu and Dia enjoy a lovely meal together. When Dia laments about eating food made by Lu, he tells her that when she comes to Tuatha Day, he will serve her his lasagna. Upon hearing the offer, Dia looks down in sadness. After quickly regaining her spirits, she agrees to Lu's offer. While returning from the restaurant, Dia and Lo stumble upon a lost child. When Lo playfully asks for his name, the boy introduces himself as Rico. Deciding to help Rico, Dia summons her wind magic to find Rico's mother. After reuniting Rico with his mother, Dia compliments Lu on his kindness. Lu then reveals that he helped the boy because he wanted to create good memories with her. In order to reward Lu, Dia takes him to a hot spring. When Love expresses his reluctance, Dia grabs him by the arm and drags Love inside the spring. While floating around the water, Dia tells Lu that she loves her city and her people, therefore she will stay in V-Cone no matter the circumstances. After bidding goodbye to Lu and promising to contact him again, Dia tearfully wishes him goodbye. As Love returns from his visit to V-Cone, he is met with grave news. His father solemnly reveals that their latest mission is none other than the assassination of Dia V-Cone herself. The weight of those words hits Lu like a heavy blow, bringing his world to a sudden halt. Qian further reveals that it was Dia's own father that ordered her assassination, all for the purpose of stopping a civil war taking place in the V-Cone territory. Before the gravity of the situation fully settles in, Qian clarifies the true nature of the mission to Lu. He reveals that the assassination is merely a ruse, a disguise to conceal their true purpose, to save Dia. The weight on Lu's shoulders lifts slightly as he realizes that their objective is not to harm Dia, but to ensure her safety. Realizing that it's more of a personal favor than a duty, Lu takes a moment to consider. He thinks about how he is no longer a killing tool, therefore decides to take the job. When Qian asks Lu for his reasons for accepting the job, Lu states that it's because he is in love with Dia. As it turns out, years ago, Qian made the same choice by protecting Ezri, who happened to be a V-Cone as well. As Lu prepares for his journey, Tart decides to help him by making it easier for Lu to reach V-Cone. While assisting Lu, Tart thinks about how she was unneeded by the world, yet Lu saw potential in her, and for that reason, she will serve Lu to the fullest. As Tart reaches her limit, Lu leaves her behind to save Dia. Alone in the field, Tart begins to weep. Upon reaching the battlefield, Lu asserts that he will kill whoever is trying to harm Dia. After creating a huge distraction, Lu manages to successfully meet Dia. Upon meeting with Dia and Lord V-Cone, Lu reveals his plan of setting the room on fire in order to fake Dia's death. After positioning a deceased soldier to serve as a decoy for Dia, Lu instructs her to deliver a sentimental line that would lend credibility to her staged suicide. However, just as they are about to set their plan in motion, an unsettling sensation washes over Lu's abdomen. Without warning, a powerful attack is launched their way, forcing Lu to quickly recover from the impact. It becomes clear to Lu in that moment that they are facing none other than the hero himself. Lord V-Cone informs Lu that the man has earned notoriety for being unstoppable. The man addresses Lu by giving him two choices. Either he joins him in his evil plan, or he can act as a knight and fight with him. While analyzing the man, Lu realizes that he is set in a Magnus. As Magnus warns Lu to not run away, Lu decides to take him on. While facing Sek and Magnus, Lu allows him to ramble on until he is ready to attack him. With his gravity magic, Lu unleashes his ultimate spell called Gungnir upon Setenta and emerge victorious. With an attack so powerful, Lu ends up losing his consciousness. Upon waking up, Lu gets in a heartfelt conversation with Dia and eventually kisses her. He then takes Dia to the Tuatha Day residence where she'll be living in disguise as Lu's younger sister. Qian then informs Lu about the emergence of Hero in Alvin Kingdom. This revelation shocks Lu as he considered Setenta to be a hero. Qian cautioned Lu to be extra careful about the situation as Demon Lord is expected to emerge soon as well. On the other hand, Lord Epona Ryanen, a young blonde man, is introduced as the hero.